Hello, my name is Perry. This is episode 113 of BPerryFilms Podcast. On today's episode, I'll be talking about my first impressions of Trichology school, what it's like, and how everything is maneuvering in my mind and mentally and physically, and how rigorous it can be. So I'll start out and say, why did I sign up for Trichology school? Me personally, I want to learn how to treat people's hair and scalp because I noticed that there's a lot of issues with people who are dealing with alopecia, psoriasis, dermatitis, and I think I have a lot of skills regarding education on healthy hair and maintaining healthy hair. For many of you who haven't known me all my life, I used to have hair down to my waist, and I can tell you that it's a process. And a lot of things that we do to grow out our hair and maintain its integrity, strength, and resilience is by making sure that we're eating healthy, making sure that we have a good regimen on exercising, balancing all the different stressors that could happen in life. I know many people have hormonal changes, testosterone changes, um, crises, stressors. There's so many things in high tension styles such as braids, weaves, wigs, and extensions that can cause a lot of damage to our strands and we don't even know it because we're so focused on how do we look good or maintain this look just for the moment instead of the longevity of how it affects our hair. Just because someone says, oh, this looks nice today, just imagine years later, the hairline starts receding back and everything starts migrating somewhere else, not on top of your head. Then you end up having to do hair transplants or taking biotin pills, vitamin supplements, and all these things that are temporarily, and people don't really realize that it's just a temporary effect. Whatever that the scalp wants to do is what it's going to do. And the only thing that you can do is try to treat it better and try to stop bad habits for it to stop coming out all over again. But it's an ongoing issue, and a lot of it is an autoimmune system. How do I plan to serve people doing trichology? Under the state law of Massachusetts, as a braider, I can do braids, weaves, wigs, and extensions. Um, I'm able to give people advice on how to treat their hair, give an analysis, and give my first thoughts before referring them over to a dermatologist. So basically, what a bridge between the cosmetologist and the dermatologist. We are more focused on the science of the hair and the scalp, how to maintain its integrity, its strength, like I said, its resilience to different weathering and environments, because like I said, you want to maintain health over anything else. I know a lot of people want to have waist long hair, but what if it has split ends going up the shaft? What if there's broken bonds? What if it's too nourished? What if it's too hydrated? All these different things, too much protein, these can all damage the hair. So making sure that you have a mixture of moisture and protein balance can help fluctuate the strength of the hair. Now, when it comes to the scalp, a lot of people don't wash the scalp properly. How to massage it, how to use the products the correct way, understanding how to use a shampoo, a conditioner, protein treatments, hydrating treatments. So many different formulas out there, even oils and greases and all these things that people learn as young adults going into full adulthood, passing on to generation. Some of the things that we grew up learning about are actually bad for our hair. So I want to teach people along on this channel on what bad habits to get rid of and what to get into your healthy routine. And just realize that everyone's hair porosity is different. Everyone's hair texture is different. Some people have more than one hair texture on their scalp. And also density is another factor as well, because it can pinpoint on how the hair is able to absorb moisture, products, and all the things, so it's not just sitting on the hair and making sure that it's penetrating through the shaft. So My classes started in January. I got early access. Some of it is self-paced, and then some of it is going to be with the professor. We meet about 4 or 5 times a month, and it's weekly. And then we have a business call where we get our questions answered about the course, the curriculum, and making sure that we're retaining all the information. Like, luckily for me, I'm with a team of people that's been in the hair profession for at least 10 plus years. So they have a lot of experience in the hair game while I'm learning everything from scratch. But this gives me an opportunity to be like a sponge and soak in all the information, because sometimes when you've been so skilled at something for so long, you kind of ignore all the new things because you're so much in old habits. It's like teaching a surgeon new science. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it's important for us as trichologists, cosmetologists, dermatologists to make sure that we stay informed on new technologies, new formats, understanding that every client's going to be different. Everybody has a different lifestyle, new changes that are going on, and our recommendations will vary from person to person, even though that they could be similar in some areas. So making sure that everyone feels supported and loved, and making sure that you're there for the right reasons and not just trying to take the money. So I feel like being in the space will open so many doors for me, and I can't wait to work in the salon and help out where I can, because it's not a very popular field at all. So I think it's important for my skill set is to make sure that the clients that sit in the chair that are going through so many health issues find regimens that can work for them for a lifetime, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime, and create a lifestyle around it and meet people where they are and just pace themselves. Some people are ready right now. Some people might take weeks, months, or even a year. So you just have to be willing to have that open door window of communication. And also, I learned a lot about pricing, learning how to itemize different services, going to different facilities and seeing what they are doing, what are they offering, seeing what products and services that they're providing that others aren't, and seeing what the traffic looks like. Is it busy all the time? What are the peak hours? When is it a slow season? When is it slow hours? When are their on and off days? What are their schedules like? Is it all day? Is it like certain mornings or afternoons that they're working? And finding resources that work best for them and their needs. And also, for anyone who's trying to get into cosmetology or trichology, look into what are the requirements in your state and overall for the country as well, because you want to make sure that's universal so you don't have to keep retesting over and over and getting your certification all over again, and making sure that you are getting the value for your profit, because prices can range from low of the 2000s, and then some of them can be as high as 20 or 40,000. It just depends on how rigorous that you want the curriculum to be. There's the practical part where you're learning about the science, the terminology, how everything works, and then there's the hands-on where you go to a lab and you do the hands-on approach of figuring out how to treat certain formulas, certain scalps, working with different clients, and getting that personal internship experience that you need to build up your craft. And like any skill, it takes time, it takes patience. You just have to have an open mind, open door, or early access to everything. Because if you're waiting years down the road, it's not going to be effective as if you start right now and start mastering your craft. So that's why I thought it was essential for me. As soon as I heard that it's time for registration, sign up right away, make sure that I engage, make sure I take a lot of notes, make sure I do my homework on time, and doing all the right things. It's just like being in college again, and luckily I have that experience, and luckily I have experience in business writing, so it helps out when I have to get into the marketing part of writing out my business plan, creating formulas, creating budget sheets, and all those things to make sure that I have a successful business from the jump. Because a part of a business is providing a service, resolving a problem that's out there and providing these temporarily or permanent fixes. Most of it will be temporary fixes, depending on how committed that your clients are to the process, and making sure that they can go home and do the right steps when they get home and continue the pace so the hair can get restored and the scalp can get restored to its best health. Because everyone's definition of healthy hair could be different. Some people want more density. Some people want more length. Some people want a short bob that looks nice and flowy and bobbing and weaving and whatnot. And some people want some slick back cornrows, Everybody knows me for my cornrows. So I think it's important for whatever side that you have is to make sure that you have the right products, the right regimens, the right diet, make sure that you're exercising, proper routine, and making sure that you are staying up to date with everything that you need with your healthy hygiene. Like invest in a nutritionist, invest in a good hairstylist, make sure that you're reading formulas, make sure that you're not allergic to something, make sure that you understand how to use it properly. There's instructions out there, just read. And a lot of people forget the basics of just reading, asking questions, searching on websites, searching on databases, reading books. All it is just research. Now, my reality of doing this is that I have a full-time job, full-time business, and doing school. This is going to be very overwhelming, but I'm just pacing myself, taking one day at a time, just breathing, going with the flow. I have a goal of making so much revenue within this year. I have a goal of becoming more healthier, being more in tune with my mental and wellness space, and being true to myself. And I think that adding this layer of trichology into my lifestyle has helped me grow my hair and helped me educate people at the salon that I go to on how to leave the chair and know what to do that's best for their needs, and educate them on different products, whether it's entry level to almost premium to expensive, whatever budget that they have, I try to figure out for them. And whatever that their hair needs, I'm here to be your guide. So I'll be continuing my web series on hair, and I hope you all enjoy. I have a ton of hair tutorials, ton of videos on mindset, wellness, finance, so many different videos coming, vlogs, wash days, how to use certain tools. Definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel and share this with everyone that you know. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, and I hope to see you all in the next video, and I will continue to document my journey, and I will see you next time. Follow me on YouTube and Substack, BPerryFilms Experience, TikTok and Instagram, BPerryFilms, and LinkedIn, Bobby L. Perry, and I will see you in the next video.